very first episode of the Culture Cousins podcast. And by the name, you should be able to tell that we are cousins and we
Period.
love everything about the culture. So we will be here talking to you about everything as it relates to Black culture. My name is Tiffany, and my co host is Zarina. And we are going to introduce ourselves first and tell you a little bit about ourselves. So, again, my name is Tiffany. On social media, my name is Tiffany Ave, Avaye, Instagram and Twitter. Um, I am very much a creative individual, uh, more so like in the realms of entertainment. So, music, dance, film, those type of things are my favorite. And as we go along, of course, you will learn more about us. But that's just a little bit about me from the start. Learner?
Hey, I'm Serena. Me and Tiffany, we just thought about this on a whim, and we wanted to like create our own little podcast and talk about things we want to talk about that's important to us. And right now I'm just a single mom, doing it, trying to live my best life, do it like it should be day every day. Um, and that's pretty much it. Like, we just want to make a safe space for women to talk about what we want and just have like a good time and like really like grow our content and our brand. And like we're very, very close. We've been together a long time in our life, so it's just like perfect. It makes sense, and we love each other very much. So we thought this would be a great idea, and we're just really excited to like start talking to you guys and having these open conversations and just having vibes and having a good time. Period.
Yes, absolutely. Very, very yeah, absolutely. So, and of course we'll be talking about different topics, things and like hot topics from, social media or just entertainment period. We're gonna cover a lot of TV because, it's a pandemic, we're working from
Right.
home, we have a lot of free time. So it gives us a lot of time to deep dive on some shows.
Yep.
So speaking of, first thing, we are both very much fans of the cabaret. And if you do not know what that is, you need to download Zeus. This is not an
Right.
ad, but you need to download Zeus and catch up on Jocelyn's Cabaret. Okay, so what did you think about this last last episode?
Okay. Well, I guess if you haven't seen it, then that's just your fault. You just gonna have to catch up. But
Spoiler alert.
right, spoilers ahead because I was gonna do a character by character, but I'm just gonna say at first. I'm gonna just say what I think of the episode first.
Mhm.
This episode, I feel like it was just like too much fighting. Like not in a sense like it wasn't entertaining, and I didn't want to watch it or anything because it was fighting. It was just like
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just like okay, where did it start? K Capri. She
Yes.
is, yeah, she. I want to like her because I like the fact that she's tall and she's not like anyone else in the cast. Like you don't see anyone else with her body type and her shape, and she's very
Mhm.
confident. And I love that about her.
That's true.
And but she just does too much, and it's just like she doesn't have to do that. Like, and it's like it's not even just her and Amber do way too much. I'm kind of glad Amber kind of let it go, and when Amber started to let it go, she performed way better and got
Hmm.
into the cabaret. But I don't know why what it is about what they just like. I feel like it may be some jealousy there
Yes,
and
because
annoying.
why?
Yeah. And then it's just like they were fighting for pretty much 40 the whole show, the whole entire 40 minutes. And
Ridiculous.
it was just like, okay, what's the point of this? Like,
Look, I was pausing it. I was pausing it through the show, like checking where the marker was. I'm like, are they still in this club? It's like a soap opera right now.
right, right. It was like ridiculous. And then there's that. And then it's just like the weird girl Gaia who was like talking about Holy Ghost and Holy Spirit and all that. I was just like, okay, this is weird. And I guess I can kind of talk about the whole season so far because in the last episode, Like, I was shocked how much nudity was in the show. Like, I mean, of course, I've seen the show before, but I was just like, wow, this is a lot of nudity. Like, I don't mind a little boob slip every now and then, a little nip slip every now and then, but it's just like, okay, she's showing her whole genitalia. Like, okay, this is graphic. Like, I might as well just make this a whole porn at this point.
Exactly.
Like, I was very shocked. I mean, it's not like we're not grown, we can't watch it or nothing because it's clearly for adults. But it's just like it's like unnecessary. I'm not trying to be a prude or anything, but it's just like
I agree.
If you see the show, you would know like I'm not exaggerating. And like Jocelyn, I feel like this season she's a lot more calm. And I think she's a lot more nurturing and like she's not as quick, at least for now. I don't know how it might be in the future.
Because you never know what happens.
Right. And then I just feel like she kind of picks people to be in the cabaret who she's more like attracted to personally, like who she probably would have sex with in her own life. And it's like I don't see nothing wrong with that because of course you want attractive people in your like cabaret, but I feel like if that was the case, she should have picked the people that she was attracted to and that were talented when she was casting people and not cast people that she knew she was just going to make fun of and humiliate later on and not pick. So, and I feel like she wanted to make it seem like she wants a diverse group of people, but in reality, that's not what she wants her actual cabaret to look like. But I don't know. She might change that in the future. Because at first I was confused in this episode because I thought, okay, is this going to be the one and only cabaret? Or are they doing like multiple shows? Like, how is this what's the end goal for the season? Because the season before it was just like they were working up into one big show, and now they're doing like several shows every other episode. And then it's like there's no real practice going on. It's like they're just turning up for the most part.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is a Zeus show. So it's like I don't really expect that much, but it's just like it's just weird. And then another thing that's annoying to me about the show is like I can already tell how next episode gonna go because every time there's a big fight, they show like 3 cast members at a time talking for like 15 minutes about the fight. I'm just like, this is like getting like really weird. Like I don't need to see Lexi Blow, this person talking about it. Like, yeah, girl, that was crazy. I don't know what was wrong with her. And then a whole another 3 cast members, and Jocelyn talking about the same thing. Like, if it was like Love and Hip Hop or something, they would have that conversation and then cut off and go to another scene and another like thing. Like, so. But I guess I know it's a kind of a low budget show, but still they could organize it in a different way. And it's just like they did. And plus, I feel like what's the point of security guards? They're not stopping nothing.
Nothing. Barely.
Like they be like they holding them back like with a finger, pretty much. They were like, no, don't fight, and they'll like jump over their arms. Like, okay, this is not working.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are kind of like my pet peeves with the show. All the other girls, like, they don't really stick out to me. Like one of the girls I did like, she was like kind of short and she had like a short haircut. I don't remember her name, but I liked her at first, but then she fought Wit for no reason. Her and the other girl jumped. Yeah, they jumped her for no reason. And like, I didn't really like Wit at first, but I feel like that was like too much. Like she had to fight 4 people. And I'm just like, okay, Jocelyn, are you really trying to stop this? Or like, she should at least stopped it after the second fight and remove Wit from the building, period. And then Kay Capri act like she can't control herself. Like,
it was really scary to watch her, to be honest, this episode. It was super scary because she just kept hollering like, like she was raging. And I'm like, why are you that bothered? The girl didn't even do nothing to her. She was just sitting there talking. At this point, you're being a bully because, and then she's saying stuff about, I'm going to kill you if you go to the house, or I'm going to fight you every single day. How is this acceptable? Like, I don't get it. And then you just keep going and keep going. I'm going to fight you every day for the rest of your life.
Like, do you even want to win the competition or be a part of the show? Why are you letting people get under your skin that much? I mean, I'm sure there's some part of the show that is scripted and some situations are planned, but it's just like she was doing a lot.
She couldn't even say what she was bothered by. She just kept saying she was disrespectful. What does that mean?
How? Like, you just want to fight. Like, and I feel like people are kind of like picking on Wit, because I feel like she's very confident and she just kind of doesn't worry about what people have to say to her. And I mean, yeah, she can be like slightly annoying, but the stuff that she's doing isn't like, she shouldn't be getting all that backlash that she's getting. Like you would think by the way they're acting, she would have initiated something, or
Exactly.
she would have called them out on something, but she really didn't do that. She was just kind of off to her own, being like by herself, but she was being annoying, but that was pretty much all I can say. So I don't feel like that was kind of,
all of them are annoying.
yeah,
they all have, well, majority of them are annoying.
And then it's just like guy with the whole
First of all, she's crazy, but I like her for some reason. She is cuckoo to the fullest.
I mean, I want to like her, but it's just like every time I see her flip somebody over, I'm just like, why are you doing that? Why?
I love that though. Like, I've never seen anybody fight like that in the history of reality TV.
That's crazy to me. And then it's just like,
she's like,
I just don't understand why she's doing it.
I wrestled her. I didn't hurt her. I didn't injure her. I just pinned her to the ground.
That's I'm just like, what's going on? Like, it's getting weird. Like, I was just like, okay. And then she's like, she's kind of like a walking contradiction, because she lies a lot, and that's just kind of weird. Like, she's very, very weird.
Straight face too.
And it's just like she beat a wet for what? Why did she fight her?
When she walked in the room and the girl head was peeking from under the table, that was hilarious.
Right. Like, why are you doing that? Why don't you just leave? And then she left the show at the end anyway. So, and she came back, danced butt naked.
I bet she gonna do that again.
Yeah, like, and Jocelyn just has like, you can just walk in and out. Like, you need to start like letting people
now go. Last season that wouldn't have happened.
Right.
At all.
Right. And then I feel like as far as it goes to the actual competition aspect of the show, like, and what they're competing for and like how they're measured for how well they dance is like kind of confusing to me, because it's kind of hard to tell who is the best dancer. Because I mean, Lexi Blow is the best dancer, I would say, right now, and that's just because I've seen her last season. But if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to tell who was the best dancer, because it's like they're not really showing a clear, okay, this person is dancing, this person is dancing. It's just like, because I mean, I'd pretty say over half of them can't really dance that well. But at the end of the day, I don't really know what exactly Jocelyn's looking for. Like, she's just like, be sexy.
I think she just goes off what she's feeling when she watch them. Like,
yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like, you gotta keep that same energy every time.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, you're telling these people, oh, you're not doing enough, you're not going hard enough. But it's like, not everybody can do pole dancing. Only some people do like floor stuff. Like, so it's just kind of confusing.
Yeah, but either way, I'm gonna be tuned in every episode for the rest of the season. I have no type of prediction on.
It's a guilty pleasure type show.
Yeah,
definitely. Exactly. That's how I would describe it. If you haven't seen this, guilty pleasure type show is nothing deep. So don't overanalyze anything. We're just talking about it and how we feel about the characters, because we've been watching it since last season.
Also, another thing that I like about Jocelyn Cabaret, like, I know sometimes like on Twitter and stuff or social media, Jocelyn get a bad rep on how she talks to the girls. But if you really pay attention to what she says, her way of doing it is like tough love, because she had a tough upbringing and a tough life. So that's how she knows how to communicate. But she really does try. You can tell that she's a caring person.
Yeah, she is very nurturing. Like, I feel like some of the things she says, of course, is be hitting low below the belt, but I feel like that's just kind of how she was brought up.
Right.
Then, but it's not really an excuse, because I feel like some things, like as far as like kind of what she said about Kid Capri, like talking about how she looks and saying how she looks like EJ Johnson, because EJ Johnson is like Magic Johnson's like son or whatever, and it's like she's trying to like make it seem like they always like have a running joke that she looks like a man. And of course, if you're a tall girl and you're muscular, then you're gonna get those kind of jokes. But I feel like it shouldn't be coming from Jocelyn's mouth, because you picked her to be there.
Yeah.
So if she looked like EJ Johnson, then she looked like EJ Johnson. You picked her in the first place. So
sometimes I don't know if she, and it's not right regardless, I'm not excusing it, it's just sometimes I don't know if she does that to like I don't know. Like, is that her way of just identifying them, or
Hmm.
is she just trying to like, create a moment? Because
Right,
sometimes people do that too.
right,
But I don't know. Either way, I can't wait for the next episode.
right.
I do want to talk about these movie releases because the summer is gonna be lit according to what I've seen recently. Um, the first thing I'm excited about, well, I'm kind of scared, but I'm also excited about this Jordan Peele. Nope. Because one thing, aliens terrify me.
Yeah.
And from what I see, it looks like it's going to be about alien invasion.
Hmm.
And I just feel like, oof. But I want to support it because Kiki Palmer, I love Kiki
Right.
Palmer. She's great. But the trailer just has you hooked. Like, you need to see it.
Yeah. I feel like with Jordan Peele, that's how all of his movies are. Like he really sinks you in. He gives you like just enough for you to be interested
Mm-hmm.
because I really like Jordan Peele because I've been watching him for a long time before he started coming out movies like his show Key and Peele, like the sketch comedy show. Like I love me some like I ride for Jordan
Mm-hmm.
deep. Like I love Jordan Peele, but and it's interesting to see because like in his sketch show, like it was very like simple comedy, like very corny type jokes, but of course you got it at
Funny.
the end. And
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting to see like his range because he
Mm-hmm.
go from just such simple little dad kind of type jokes to these deep, meaningful, impactful movies that really like pretty much impact our culture. And we're probably gonna be talking about this for years when we talk to our kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just interesting to me how he has such a wide range. But as far as the movie, like I want to go see it. And when I saw the trailer, it was kind of and until I read the comments, it was kind of hard for me to see what exactly it was about. Until I started reading like comments because people were saying how the cloud represents like aliens and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. But I don't feel like it's gonna be that scary. I feel like it's gonna I think it would be scary, not in like a insidious type way, like a ghost type movie, or like it's not gonna be like jump scares. It's just gonna make you like really think about life. I feel like
Girl, I'm gonna be jumping scared because it don't take much to scare me because like
well then that's out that's side. That's on the
yeah, I
side.
guess. Because as soon as the lights go down and that first boom, I'm
Yeah.
be like, girl,
I feel in the movies, I'm a sound person. Like it's the sounds for me, like because
yes,
I get scared in movies too, but I like the thrill of it.
right,
Like it's not like a movie being scary isn't gonna make me not want to watch it. So, but
yeah.
I'm excited for the movie. I feel like it's gonna be really good. Like I can't wait to see it. Like
I feel like the after effects. I feel like movies and their after effects are like super lasting on me
yes.
because like say for instance if it's a movie about like an alien being in the sky and I
Mhm.
watch it later on that day or that night when I go outside I'm like just
Right.
flashback of
Right.
what I saw and it's in my head forever.
Yeah.
So that's just the only part I don't like, but I am
And I
going to
love
check it out.
how Jordan Peele incorporates like music into his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that. I wonder what song he'll be playing for this. Like I love
Yeah.
that because he can really take a happy, joyful song and make it sound scary. I'm just like he did for us,
Yeah.
and how he did for Candyman. He didn't direct Candyman, but I think he produced it. The new Candyman that just came out.
Was that the one that had I got
Yeah.
five on it? It was
No,
like
they had
slowed down.
Beyonce, Destiny's Child. Say my name. Remember? Remember? You remember?
Shut up! No.
Yeah, like it was because Candyman. Basically, his legend is I don't know if you ever seen the movie, the first one, but
No.
it's about basically is his if you say his name 5 times,
I'm gonna look
and
that up.
and then he appears, and then like Destiny Child say my name. He had that
Oh,
playing.
I do remember.
Yeah, I thought that was so creative, and I was
Yeah.
like, wow, like I couldn't even think of that. So that's why I'm wondering like what kind of music he's gonna choose.
Right.
And then he always chooses great cast. What I like about Jordan Peele, even in Key and Peele, he's always had black women and men like leading his he always had them in his
I love
movies.
that.
And I think I read an article and he said any movie that he has, he's not gonna have anybody white being the lead actor. And I think that's important. And even though he does have like a white wife, I feel like I mean, you can go back and forth all day about
Right.
those kind of stuff. Like if you are like for Black people, if you have like a white
Yeah.
partner, but I feel like at the end of the day, he's doing something good for Black women, giving them
Yes.
opportunities. So I
Yes.
feel like that's commendable, no matter who he's with. So
Right.
he seems like a good person to me.
Right.
Um,
And you have to look at it because the movies are going to reach more people than his actual personal relationship. Although I
Right.
do get that other side of,
Yeah.
that whole
Yeah.
controversy, but the like young people and aspiring talent, the audience for that is much more, it's much more of an impact. So,
Yeah.
And there's people in his position that are not doing that. So,
Yeah. Right.
I mean, you gotta take what you can get.
And then he doesn't like feed into stereotypes either. Like I feel like it's Issa Rae too. Like I wish they
Yes.
would work together, Jordan Peele and Issa Rae. Like, because I feel like they really tell our stories. Like they
Yes.
tell Black people's stories and they make us look real. Like, and like people, and when you can tell when it's like a white director or white writers, a lot of white writers in the room, because
Stereotypical.
it's very stereotypical, and they treat Black people like an accessory. Like, and I feel like it's very important that we have representation and we, are
And
treated
it's
like
never
real
too
people.
much. It's never too much. I feel like sometimes people will say, "Oh, well, y'all had da 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 da," or "Y'all did da 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 da." Like that is supposed to be an end to it. No, no one goes and says, "Oh, well, what's the man Tarantino did so and so and so, so be happy with that." No, they always working. So
right. I mean, it's like, and like when it comes to movies, like I don't feel like I'm the best critique because I don't know how to judge good acting. I feel like because like I feel like people say like, oh, this person's a bad actor, this person's a bad actor, and I'm just like, well, they played their part, they read their lines, so I don't see it. I mean, of course, if someone's like obviously bad, of course I can tell. But to say, "Ooh, he's a good actor," like, what did he do to make him such a good actor? It was because he was really, really angry, or he really showed a lot of emotion. Like, I don't know how to tell.
You know
I
what?
just like,
Go
I just
ahead.
get really invested in the story, and I feel like as long as the movie was good, everybody did a good job. So I don't know.
That's such a heavy topic, I feel like, to unpack, because then you get into, okay, I'm gonna go to this example because I'm Beehive and this is just what we're about to do right now. So when I may not have this 100% factual, but I feel like I got, like, it's just the gist of an example. So when Beyonce did Dreamgirls, I want to say, like, maybe she was nominated for an Emmy or maybe she wasn't, right? But when she did Cadillac Records, they for sure nominated her for something. And then I felt like, why do Black women in particular always have to play a struggle role or a slave role or something with hardship to be titled a good actor?
Right.
Well, from a certain demo,
right,
from the award people. Like the movies itself, like it always has to be a struggle movie, slave movie. And they're like, oh man, wonderful performance. But we can't have a romantic comedy and say wonderful performance, or we can't have a movie about Black love and it be wonderful. I think most recently, like the King Richard got recognition, but again, in that movie, look at all the hardship that family went through.
And then it's like, it's Will Smith, so it's like, if it's Will Smith, it's like people are always gonna hold him to a high pedestal.
And that's like another thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Like, if you already had that notoriety, people are already gonna like put you already up there.
That's
already
true
put you up for that award.
Yes.
Like I feel like Angela Bassett is a good example. I feel like she doesn't really get her flowers like she
Absolutely
should.
Not.
Because she has like she plays a lot of different roles, and you can compare her to Viola Davis, because Viola Davis, she has gotten her flowers, and I'm not saying she doesn't deserve them, because she does, but the roles she's played have been played like a lot of like struggle Black woman type roles,
And that's when
and
you
like,
get that.
right, and Angela Bassett really hasn't been playing a lot of those roles. Like
My point exactly.
She played Tina Turner, but you know that's a biopic, so I mean, of course,
Thank
she
you.
has it's a good ending, and she's a celebrity. She's playing a celebrity movie, and then you think about how Stella got her groove back. Like it wasn't like she was playing a bad struggling character. Of course, she had struggling romantically, but it was more like a romantic comedy type of movie.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I can't really think of all her movies, but most of her movies are like she's playing normal characters, most of them. So that's why I feel like she really deserves her flowers. I feel like that's a good example.
Yep.
Of someone who is like she doesn't really play always play those kind of typical stereotypical like Black characters. And Lupita Nyong'o is another example. Like she's beautiful and she can act, but she always plays those kind of like slave type roles and stuff like that. And I feel like they really play onto her complexion too.
Yeah.
Because she's dark skinned, and I feel like they always like put dark skinned women in those type of roles regardless.
Yeah.
And like even thinking about Jennifer Hudson in Dreamgirls, because she like played Effie, and Effie struggled a lot in that movie. And Jennifer Hudson was plus size and like darker skin, and I feel like that kind of, even though she did get a lot of awards for it, I feel like that's kind of why they put her, you know, as that role of just struggling. Just like Black women are always struggling, especially if you're darker skinned, and especially if you're plus size. Like if you're plus size, you don't even get much screen time, and if you do get screen time, you're just used to be like you're used to help everyone else, because that's like plays on like the mammy like stereotype or whatever, which I hate. That's like one of my words. That's like my least favorite tropes is like the mammy stereotype, because it's like they're not even people. They just use those kind of like stereotypes to just help the other characters. That's why they're there.
Yeah.
And support them emotionally.
Right. That's so true. It's so many typecasting, and I feel like the newer people like the Isas and the Jordans, like they're working to break those type of stereotypes and things like that, and that's a good thing, because it's long overdue. Some of it's still happening, but we need people to come in and who are in power and who are doing production and directing, and Tyler Perry too, doing those type of things to start to make that change. And then eventually what we're doing in our community may at some point get recognized by you know the larger or the award people. But one more movie I'm excited about, and that's Jurassic Park. Oh my God, I cannot wait. And speaking of changes, like in film and media, first one starring a Black woman, I think. DeWanda.
Oh, Nola.
Yes.
That's Nola Darling I love her. She deserves her flowers, because she is a good actress, because she did her thing and she's got to have it. I love her. Like, she is so beautiful to me. Like, I feel like she's very low key too. That's probably why we don't see her a lot. She's very low key. She doesn't even have an Instagram. But I love DeWanda Wise. Like, I know whatever she's in, I know she's gonna kill it. Like,
I was excited to see her because I think the last time a Black person, well, they have different guys from time to time that's like in the movie, but not like have names, you know, they're just like they're like people like that have guns, but they don't have like a name. The last time I think it was the girl that played Jeff, the guy with the glasses, daughter, and she was never in any of the other ones. And then they had the two little kids, and they were in all of them. I'm like, why the Black girl couldn't come back? What is with that? Like, I felt some type of way. I love this movie because of the thrill and stuff, but y'all just gonna leave the Black girl?
Right.
So I'm happy to see DeWanda in there, and I love just the Jurassic Park. What is it called? I know it's not series, but the installation, I guess, of those movies. So I'm looking forward to that. But now I'm gonna move into a little bit of these hot topics. Okay.
Okay.
So I guess the first person that we cannot ignore, unfortunately, he won't go away, is Kanye. I just want to talk about this most recent post when he put, I think, because it's so much, when he said, per Kim's request, I'm not gonna have nobody do nothing. I'm gonna handle this myself. And he put the picture from Baby Boy.
Jody?
He put the picture from Baby
Hello,
Boy
Jody?
where,
You know
what was
I
his
see
name?
you in my
Melvin
life.
had
I see
Tyrese.
a scared little chocolate bitch.
But let's talk about that
That's what
scene
I
real
see.
quick, because that scene in that movie, like he licked his head in that scene.
That was my favorite scene from Baby Boy.
It's like you want to fuck
You
with
want a
niggas.
brother
You wanna
with
fuck
three
with a
strikes?
nigga.
I love that scene. I'm gonna find a way to see if I can insert it in this clip, in this episode.
I don't know. Kanye West, I feel like he has so much going on, and it's very hard to tell why he's doing the stuff that he's doing. On one aspect, it could be for mental health reasons. Another aspect could be that's just him. And then another aspect could be he's doing this to promote something. I feel like those are the three things I feel like he's going with this. Because he is dropping new music soon. So, but I feel like he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to go to this extreme.
That's true.
To promote his music, because I mean he's the GOAT. Like, it's Kanye. People are gonna listen to your music regardless. Like, I just don't know. I can barely, like, I just can't fathom why he's doing that. But honestly, I feel like he's Kim's karma. Like, he's Kim's karma. And it's just like, I don't feel bad for her.
Mm-hmm.
The only people I feel bad for is the children, because they have to grow up and see that. And like, even like watching, like, I think I saw a clip of him with the kids at the Super Bowl, and they didn't look happy. Like, they looked very sad, and he was just like recording and had the camera on their face. And I thought it was just very odd. Like, he's just very odd right now, and I just don't understand why he's doing that. But at the same time, I don't care about Kim Kardashian like that. Like, I don't care if she suffers, because I feel like their relationship, she was using him, and I feel like she kind of like, and I feel like Kanye West is dealing with some very serious mental health issues, and I feel like she knew that before.
Yes,
she married him.
You knew the type of person he was. It's not like you've had to try to like figure it out. All of us know, we can see from just how he behaves, and not that it's wrong or anything. It's just who he is. And but you didn't care. You wanted to just, get what you wanted, and now that you're done with him, you don't want to be bothered, and that's just not how it works.
Right. And I feel like I saw this post, and this woman was saying how like Kim Kardashian uses like her close proximity to people who are Black and Blackness to like get a Black card, or say that, or try to use that excuse that she's not cultural appropriating because she has a Black husband or Black kids, and it's not. And she feels like, and the person was saying that now that she has 4 Black children, she doesn't need Kanye West anymore. She can just say, "Oh, I have Black kids."
That's 100% true.
So yeah.
And yeah, I feel some type of way about it. And they was talking about, now that she's trying to be a lawyer or whatever, she's trying to go back to the whiteness of herself. That's why she reduced the butt, and she doesn't wear as much bronzer and stuff anymore. And it's really, I feel like we as a Black culture, we just are so accepting of everyone. And we've been shown time and time again how people come in and, gain what they want, and then want to just throw away everything that, what they were once connected to. For example, Miley Cyrus. Came in, did hip hop, and then turned around and said, "Oh, well, I think hip hop music is degrading," or something like that. Right? And so I'm not surprised by it, but there, like you said, it's karma,
Right. And I feel like Kanye West, like, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know what he's going through. I mean, he lost his mother, and stuff like that. And, you know, I can understand how that would affect his mental health. And I feel like I don't know why he's not getting the treatment that he needs, or I don't know why he's acting the way he's acting. Like, I just don't know why. I feel like no one does, because everyone's just simply reacting to the stuff that he's doing.
I watched
and I feel like at this point he's trolling. He's trolling at this point. Like,
yeah,
so
I think he
I don't know.
enjoys doing that too.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say about him, honestly. Like, like, what are you doing? Like, I mean, at this point, it's just news, and I feel like at some point it's just gonna get old, because you can't just keep making fun of Pete Davidson over and over again. Like, it's like you just look like you just look like you're mad. Like, and it's
Yeah,
making Kim Kardashian look better when she really is just as bad as you. Because I mean, I'll rap for Kanye West before I rap for Kim Kardashian, because I mean, I feel like Kim Kardashian, like, she knows what she's doing, like, and I feel like she knows when she's cultural appropriating. She tries to act like she don't know what's going on, what people are talking about, and she always gaslights Black people and Black women when we call her out on it. And I just think that's wrong. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that relationship. I did like when they were together, because I feel like at the time when they both were in their prime, they were what each other needed.
yeah.
Because they're both very vain and they're both into fashion. I feel like they did have a good chemistry, but I feel like it came to a point where Kanye West was really genuinely struggling with his mental health, and Kim Kardashian, I don't know if she just didn't want to help him or she just got tired of his antics, which is understandable on one
Wait,
end. But
because I just want to say, when you said his antics, I just want to say one time, my TV happened to be on Keeping Up with the Kardashians because I was waiting on something to come on. And she said that Kanye got upset with her because she put a Band-Aid. Oh my God, I wish I could find that clip. It was either one or two things, and I wish I could remember. I don't know why I brought it up. But she put I guess Kanye and North had both got hurt, and she went to put the Band-Aid on North before she put the Band-Aid on him. And she said something about he threw a fit or something like that. It was hilarious. But and ever since then I was like, I don't know why she dealing with him. But
right.
Before my issue with Kim is, you know how she was getting people out of jail? Why everybody she getting out of jail Black? You mean to tell me it ain't no white people in jail you can free or release?
Right.
Like,
yeah, and it's just like, but I don't understand. Like, I mean, I understand why she's doing it because of her father and all that, and he was a lawyer, but I don't know.
Yeah, but what about the white people that's in jail?
Right, and it's just like, people are so happy that she is doing that, and she's doing an amazing thing, but it's all about, for me, it's about intentions. Yeah. Like, why are you doing that? Because I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't really be happy. I mean, I'm happy for the people that are getting the freedom, but I'm not happy that she's the one doing it. Like, I wish someone else was doing it. Because it's just like, I don't know, I can't support her.
Well, what that was about, what I think it was about, is just trying to reshape her image. Because you know, she got on the scene with her sex tape or whatever. So she's trying to clean that up and look like the most wholesome individual, you know, there is. So,
and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like because she's not completely white, I was having a conversation about my friend about this one day. He was saying how people act like Kim Kardashian is white when she's not. And I feel like she's white to a certain extent. She just doesn't like people. But when it comes down to it, white men aren't going to hold her to the same level as they do normal white women who haven't done all the stuff that she's done, because she's been so infused in Black culture as well. So it's hard for her to kind of strip that completely. She probably can, but I mean, people aren't going to see her the same way as they do Miley Cyrus or like what's a regular white person name? I don't know. Jessica Biel or something. I don't know. I don't know white people. I don't keep it with white people like that. Just like insert a random white actress.
Right.
But they're not going to hold her to the same level. And I feel like Kim Kardashian, no, she's not white. She's Armenian or whatever. Armenian.
Yeah.
But I feel like she doesn't really, I'm not saying she doesn't embrace her Armenian culture, but we never see her do it except like every now and then.
She be doing everything from ours. Why are you in the magazine with a little thing on your head from African culture?
Right. And
what's your culture?
About, like, the way she was raised. She was raised in Beverly Hills, and she was raised around a bunch of white women. So I feel like that's who she is, like, as far as culture wise, and she just benefits off of people. So
I think
I feel like culturally she's white, like, because she
right.
benefits from the same things that white women can't. So that's why I don't really see her as Armenian, even though that's what
Yeah.
she is.
I think people use that
Ethnically.
as an excuse to excuse what she's doing.
Right,
Because at the end of the day, there is a world that just looks at white or black.
right. And then it's
And
like all POC, like all people of color don't support black people. So that's another thing. Like
yeah.
all people of color do not are not with us. They do the same thing that white people do and look down on us. So it's different. Like black people have a different kind of struggle.
Yes.
Everyone has a struggle, but black people have a different kind of struggle than any other people of color.
We are at the bottom.
Yeah.
The most obstacles. The most. So, and it's unfortunate, but that's just reality.
Yeah. And I guess like my final thoughts on Kanye, I just feel like I don't feel like I feel like he should be doing what he's doing, but I don't feel sorry for Kardashian. And I don't want him to keep doing it because I feel like it's gonna hurt his kids in the long run. But I hope whatever music that he has coming up will help us forget about it. But I feel like it's between him and Nicki Minaj is like who's trying to ruin their career the quickest? Like who's trying to ruin their legacy the quickest between him and Nicki? Because I feel like that's what he's gonna do. But his music will always be top tier and he will always be the GOAT. But I just hope that whatever he has coming will help everybody forget about this. Because I want to support Kanye West. But I really do because we're connected to him as a culture. So it's hard to see him do these crazy things, and it's like it's hard for me to support you if you're doing all this crazy stuff because women now that he's not with her anymore, now he wants to hang out with Future and hang out with all these different rappers now and stuff like
maybe
that.
Maybe this is just like a phase, maybe it's just a phase because sometimes when people break up they have this little phase where they're just wilding. So hopefully, we always praying for Kanye. We support him and want, who we know he really is at the core to shine.
Yeah.
But speaking of, another just, I don't even know, like another black man that's just like in every story, every time we look around. DaBaby. DaBaby.
Tomatoes.
DaBaby, like, I don't know. DaBaby feels like ironically, DaBaby feels like a child that misbehaves because he just always into something all the time. Most recently, the bowling alley fight. Like, one thing about DaBaby though, I don't know why other guys test him because he's clearly proven and tells you every single time.
His security be deep.
Just don't play with him. Just don't play with DaBaby.
Right.
I advise that for the women too. Don't play with DaBaby. That's all I got to say because he literally tells you everything about himself in his songs. He tells you how he feels about women. He tells you how he feels about altercations, what's going to happen. There's no reason to be shocked.
Right.
I
just feel like DaBaby, I don't know, he's just a menace. He honestly is a menace to society. He's someone else I don't support. I mean, I like some of his music, but not enough to ride for him the way people do. Well, the way other men do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he could have had a really good career, but I feel like now his career, I mean, he'll always have notoriety because that's because he's celebrity, but he's not going to reach any other higher level than what he is now because he's too violent. He's always acting out, and it's just like, right. And it's like he hasn't been around long enough to start acting up like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like his music's not good enough for him to be acting up like that either. So I feel like he really needs to calm down. Like, what are you doing? Like, and it's just like and I feel like my strongest opinions with him is like the way he treats the mother of his children. I feel like he really does just play both his baby mothers. Um, and I feel like it's just kind of weird because I feel like most men have like just a fetish of just like impregnating women and just like
Yeah.
not necessarily. I don't feel like he's addicted to impregnating women or anything. I feel like he just likes that control, and I just feel. I mean, I see that a lot within the black community where like men, they will just like I don't know, they like try to get women pregnant just so they won't do anything, and they'll get that like
Trapping them.
attachment. Yeah, they'll like attach that attachment to you, and they think that it's because I get you pregnant, like that's just gonna sit you down, and I'll just have someone I can always go back to, and whether that be just romantically or sexually or whatever. And I think that's what he's doing to them. And I feel like he's very like aggressive, and I feel like it's not benefiting him. I mean, that's great that you can protect yourself and that you can fight, but at what cost? And why you gotta fight everybody? Like you don't have to fight everybody you come in contact with.
And once you become a celebrity, you shouldn't want to do that. Like you're putting
Right.
yourself at risk.
He doesn't have to do
brand
it.
At risk.
He has security. Like
yeah. It's like, you know, I know sometimes it's hard for people to come out of the mindset that they had before, like adjusting to, like I feel like people once they become famous, they should have like a therapy for that, because it's a whole adjustment. But you have to realize, and he should know because he's done lost like gigs and stuff due to the stuff he said. So why are you keep misbehaving? Like he's like really like a baby. The baby is very
exactly.
But yeah. So that's all I got on him. Really, he just.
So, what can you say?
Yeah. But speaking of babies, I know I got to work on this transition thing because you know, but the person known for the babies, did he have another baby recently? I think he did. Nick Cannon, he just had another baby, another one. So yeah, I wonder, does he have like a goal, a number he's trying to reach?
He doesn't. That's what's scary. He doesn't have a goal. Nick Cannon, he definitely has a fetish for impregnating women. Because that's the thing, like people do have fetishes for getting women pregnant. Like it's like a sexual thing. Like people do have like a pregnancy fetish, but I'm not saying he's undiagnosed. I'm not sure, but that's what it looks like. He has a pregnancy fetish. And it's just like he does have lupus. And so he said, and he says like he wants to like have children to live on when he dies, and that's great, but who's gonna be taking care of all the kids? You know, you're dead. That's more of a better reason for you to not have all these kids, because you feel like you're gonna die. Why would you be making all these kids who are not gonna have their father around? If that's how you feel. I hope he doesn't die. I'm just saying, like, why would you do that? And it's like, my thing is, as far as just in general, I feel like men are not as connected to their children as the mother are, because they don't have to carry them in their stomachs. And I feel like when women have a baby, like you have that baby, whether you put it for adoption after, whether you have an abortion, you have to carry that baby. That baby is inside of you.
Right.
The guy doesn't have to carry that. He doesn't have to throw up he doesn't have to miss a period. His body doesn't have to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you do have a baby, decide to keep it or whatever, you like, the men come around when it's all happy, and like they come around for the baby showers. That's exactly what Nick Cannon is doing. He's taking all the little pictures and going to baby showers and posting on Instagram, talking about how much he loves his kids. So I'm sure he does. But at the end of the day, the woman is gonna have to go home, take them out the car seat, change their diaper, put them to sleep, or maybe not them, maybe a nanny that he hires, who knows, but he's not doing it.
Right.
So that's my thing.
And it's
that's just, it's
impossible
a
for all
very
those kids.
right. It's extremely reckless, and like I feel like he was part of that generation who was raised like as long as you're putting money on the table, that's enough. And I feel like that's not enough.
And
It's
why?
great that you have money, but that's not
Yeah.
enough.
And why does he have to have so many with different people? Like maybe 3 with one girl. You know?
Right.
You know, I'm just. Why do they have to be? Why do they each have to have a separate mom?
Right.
Like I don't understand that.
Right. It's very weird. And it's like I feel like it's just I don't know, it's just kind of reckless. That's the way I can describe it. It's very reckless. And it's kind of disgusting, like just the fact that he has 8 kids. He would have had 9 if his son, didn't unfortunately pass away. But it's just like I don't know, that's just crazy to me. And then of course there's the aspect of none of them being Black women, or at least most of them not. I don't know if they're all not Black, but they all look pretty ambiguous to me. And that's another like thing I don't like because he's very Hotep-ish, always talking about Black kings and Black queens and all that, but look who you're having children with. That's who you're choosing to produce.
It ain't no Black queens.
Not saying there's nothing wrong with interracial relationships at all, but it's just like it's
let your actions match up with your words.
Right. I don't like when people do that. Like it's not coinciding with what you say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. And I like McKinnon. I feel like he speaks very well and he works very hard and he's done a lot for the culture as far as wilding out and stuff like that. So, but I feel like the stuff he's doing lately it just doesn't make any sense. And then one day I think someone asked him who was your favorite baby mother, and he was like the next one. So that shows you his intentions right there. So, and then it's like he has this talk show, and every time I see a clip of his talk show, he's talking about his babies and he's addressing something. I'm just like, do you actually talk about anything?
To talk about that?
Right? Do you actually talking about anything on your talk show besides your babies and try to clear things up?
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's just very weird, and I feel like children, they need more than money. They need love,
yes,
and attention, and they need to be happy. And I'm sure his kids will be happy, but I feel like it's impossible to spend time with all of them kids. I mean, but at the end of the day, that's not my responsibility. But I feel like that's just impossible to make sure each one of those 8 children feel equally as loved as the next one.
And he's not done.
Right.
By the time he get done, it's probably gonna be like 15.
Right. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Yeah. He's wilding out.
Literally.
But
like it's just disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like babies are like the theme of our pod because these next 2 people have a baby on the way, Rihanna and ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this is just an underlying theme of this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like during the pandemic, a lot of people getting cozy or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm guilty of it. Just like it's just baby boom. I feel like another baby boom. I feel like it's coming with like the pandemic and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. I feel like, I like the fact that people are having kids. It's a beautiful thing to see. Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. All I can say about that is I'm happy for Rihanna and Rihanna only. It's the only person I'm happy for in the situation. So I can pretty much say about that. I'm happy for her. Great for her. I feel like I hope that she's happy with him, but I feel like, she kind of like supports Black women. Well, at least that's what she promotes. That's like her thing, like that she's like for Black women, makes makeup that's for Black women. She's all pro Black women. And then, ASAP Rocky, he says all these like colorist remarks. And even outside of colorist remarks, he's just very kind of arrogant type. And she seems like a very humble, down-to-earth person. At least that's how she portrays herself. So it's just kind of odd to see them together for like a longevity type thing.
Yeah.
So it makes you really think like who is Rihanna really like? Who is she really like? can support that man, because like for me it's like I'm pro gay rights, and you know I'm an ally with gay people and like LGBTQ community, and like I try to avoid men that are very homophobic, like, because for me that doesn't make any sense. If I'm supposed to stand with gay people and their rights and LGBTQ, why would I date someone who's homophobic? Especially if I
Right.
have gay friends and stuff like that. So that I feel like that's how I feel like we're gonna, like, if you're for black women, you're pro black women and all this black women, black women, black women, but you're dating a guy who doesn't really care about us. And it's like ASAP Rocky, even in some of his music, he says that he wants a light skinned women in his music, like, and you know, it's just weird.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I guess some people were saying like, because Rihanna is like from the islands, you know, she may not really resonate with, you know, us like African American black women as much, because she's from the islands and they like they have like, they're very like colorist over there. And as far as
So she may not be
it go
bothered by that.
right, especially as like she probably doesn't necessarily like agree with him wholeheartedly, but that's not going to stop her from reproducing or like dating him just because he said that. You know, not saying she
Yeah.
believes in the same things he does, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It's not a deal breaker for her.
right.
That does make sense. But I feel like one I didn't really know they were like a couple, I guess.
Hmm.
Like they just kind of popped up together a
Really?
lot once the baby.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't really have any. I guess I like the fact that she didn't really say anything. You know, she just kind of like, you saw her start wearing, you know, more covered clothing, you know,
Yes.
initially. And I kind of like that because I feel like sometimes the girls in the pregnancy fashion, like,
Hmm.
I feel like they don't, you know, from the moment they find out, it's exposed.
Yeah.
And Rihanna just kind of like, you know, just chilled out a bit.
Yeah,
So
I like
liked
that
her.
she did it on her own accord.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like but I mean, I would expect that from her because that's kind of like her attitude. That's what I love about Rihanna, that she does things. If she's gonna do something, she's gonna do it in her own way. And especially because everyone's like upset about her, you know, not releasing music and stuff like that. But I feel like she's gonna release music at some point again in her life. No one knows when, but it's gonna be when she wants to, when she's ready to release music again. And I feel like people are just gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Um,
And she don't hesitate to let you know she annoyed by that question.
right.
Stop asking me that. Who sent you?
Right. Right.
That's hilarious. But yeah, so it's just
Like, something else like I wanted to talk about was like Nicki Minaj, because I just feel like she's just like really like someone I've always like idolized as a kid. Like, I love Nicki Minaj, and it's just like I can say that about a lot of celebrities. It's because like as you grow up, you know, you like the celebrity, and then you like now you realize like, wow, this is not the person I was looking up to as a child. And like, just my thing with Nicki Minaj is like, I just feel like whenever someone calls her out about anything, I mean, you can go down the list of other things that she's been accused of.
Mhm.
But whenever she's called out about anything, I feel like she when her back is against the wall, she just goes right. She just acts completely irrational. Like she doesn't really like. She just doesn't like really care about what anyone says, or if what she's saying makes sense. She just goes right to the defensive. And because like the things that she gets accused of be really, really serious stuff. And it's like, if she does admit to it, she's gonna look like a really bad person. And so I feel like when her back is against the wall like that, like she just says something that just doesn't have anything else to do with it.
What
Or she'll delete
what's an
comments.
example of that? Like, what do you mean?
Like, I feel like with her father, the father of her son, like that whole controversy surrounding like him assaulting that lady, raping that lady, and you know, he's a rapist, period. And she's decided to reproduce with the rapist for some reason, and she knew that she knew of his actions, and she knew of that case and all that. And then I feel like she bullied the woman that he raped, bullied her, called her names, sent her threats and stuff like that. All this crazy stuff just to prove that he didn't do it. And it's like, girl, that's like you look very suspicious. And it's just like, and I feel like at the end of the day, you know, you can't, I feel like there is a certain part you can't really help who you fall in love with. But I feel like if it's a serious matter like that, you just need to stay quiet. You don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
If you want to support your man, support him, whatever. But don't attack another Black woman. Like, just stay quiet about it. And let, whatever happens judicially, that's just how it happens. Like, you can't just like, I just feel like that's just so wrong. It's just sad to see, like, and I feel like she's really like ruining her career. And like, as far as her music, I mean, it's just not hitting the same. Like, I love her music. Like, do we have a problem? I like it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's better than some of her music she was releasing like a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like people are very hard on celebrities too, or like music artists, because I feel like they feel like, because like say she released Pink Friday and that's like some of her best work, Pink Friday, the Pink Print, all that. But I feel like she has to make another Pink Friday. And I feel like you can't make another Pink Friday.
Right.
You know? You can't just make another like Pink Friday. You like, I feel like for me, when I listen to music, like if an artist makes a really good album, that's all that matters to me. I don't care if all the work you did before was trash or your next album was trash, but as long as you make that one thing that hits, that's all that matters. Because I feel like at the end of the day, you'll always have that.
Yeah.
You always have that body of work. No one can take that away from you. And I
And
feel like that's what
like
people should
fans
remember.
don't even like their attention span. Like sometimes stuff will linger, but like if you do something really good, they don't really care about your failures.
Right. And I feel like people are really hard on artists now, and they expect people to just like put out the same thing over and over again. And I guess for me, I'm not like a music critic, so that's not my job. But I feel like I don't hold music artists to that level. Like I don't expect them, like, because people really like expect a lot from people. I guess because if they're fans, they want really good content and good music. But I feel like for me, as long as you come up with a good song, then that's enough for me. You know, that shows what you can do. That shows what you're capable of. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you're an artist, you're not going to always be able to recreate something that good. And that's okay. And that's like understandable. But I feel like with Nicki, like when her music isn't well received, that's when she starts acting out like that. Like she starts being very like passive aggressive and posting all her chart numbers from weird countries. I'm like, girl, nobody cared that your song #1 in Ukraine.
Not Ukraine.
Like she be posting all kind of weird stuff. Like she be like, yeah, we #1 in Australia. Girl, we not in Australia. I mean, that's good. But still, like, that's how you can tell when her music not doing well. And she start posting all that stuff from all these weird countries. And I feel like the way she acts towards Black women is affecting her music too, because people aren't going to want to work with her. Like the only people that are really co-signing her is toxic men. And that's something to be proud of. Not saying Lil Baby is toxic, but he's not like, you know.
He's in that group.
Right. And I feel like it's the only people that really support her right now. Because no black woman wants to really work with her because she just, I don't know. I don't really know what she does, because she does a lot of things like closed doors, the way she acts, but you can tell when she's like upset, her kind of the way who she really is comes out. And I feel like when you're angry, that's your 100%. Real personality. So yeah, 100%. That's all I gotta say about her. But I just had to get that off my chest.
What else? You got anything else you wanna?
No. That's just like, I feel like her and Rihanna kind of go hand in hand with that, because they're both dating toxic men. And it's just sad to see, because it's just like, you want to support these people, and it's like, at the end of the day, of course, I still support Rihanna and Nicki Minaj as far as their music, like, because I feel like that's not enough for me to not listen to their music anymore. They would have to do something really, really bad. And I feel like for me, it's like, I love listening to music. Like that's how I separate from this world sometimes. And so I don't
Me
really,
too.
yeah. It's just I feel like I guess that's kind of selfish and wrong, but still,
Yeah.
if it's about, I'm gonna listen to it. And I at some point, I feel like you have to be able to separate the artist from the music, because it's like, and it's also interesting to me how not talking about Nicki or Rihanna in particular, but how some artists can be very terrible people, but produce like amazing, great music and work and content.
R. Kelly.
It's just like right. So, but like for me, like when people say stop listening to R. Kelly, it wasn't really that hard to stop listening to him. Like I mean, of course, if R. Kelly comes on, I'm gonna be like, hey, you turn that off right now. Like,
I never
but
really.
it's like nobody's bumping R. Kelly heavy. Like
Yeah.
no one's
That may be
like
blasphemous, but I never really listened to him like that.
right. I mean, I won't say I never listened to him, but it's not like I was bumping him heavy. Like I was like, hey, play R. Kelly. Maybe like in the 2000s when he was really popping, but I
Yeah.
feel like this is kind of just going off our segment, but with
It's
R.
okay.
Kelly, with R. Kelly, I feel like with him, the only reason why it was so easy to dispose of him is because he wasn't in his prime anymore.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he was very disposable because of his age and him just not being like prominent in the music industry. So that's why it's not really hard to not bump his music because he's nobody's fave. Like Nicki Minaj,
Right.
he's
Still
everybody's
somewhat
fave.
in the prime.
Right, she's still popping. Like
Mhm.
Rihanna, no one's gonna stop listening to Rihanna, no matter what she do right now. I don't even know that ever happened for Rihanna. Nicki Minaj, she's on thin ice, honestly, because she pissing a lot of people off lately. But I feel like
I
with
will
her,
tell
it's
you
like,
what though. I don't listen to R. Kelly music, but I still be watching that interview with Gail because that
I
is
mean,
just the
hey,
most
that's
hilarious thing
understandable. That's understandable.
ever.
He
I
was really
mean,
making a fool of himself in that video.
I don't know what a code is, but I know I don't have one.
Right, and he was like that whole interview was just evidence. It was just evidence
Yes.
and clues, like
And
you
you can
said.
tell when people be lying because they'll kind of look away or hold their head down or their voice change. Like he was every red flag that
Yeah,
scientists have
extremely guilty.
every
Extremely
red
guilty.
flag that scientists have concluded was lies. He showed it.
Right. It like I can't like I just with R. Kelly, how I feel is like I mean I live with people that think that he shouldn't have gone to jail for that. Is what I can say. Best way I can put it.
Mhm.
And I feel like if he did it, he needs to go to jail. And I mean, of course, people say they have had white men in jail for shorter amount of times and they get off and stuff like that, which is true and wrong and shouldn't happen. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like we should just let him go just because he's black. He's a predator and he grooms women. Like, okay, just because he's black, he shouldn't be in jail for as long. I mean, I don't think so because
How
I can speak
about
for
the white people who did it extend their time?
right. Don't reverse it. Like either way, he's a predator. So I
Yeah.
feel like he should be in jail. And I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't watch any of the documentaries, but I feel like for me, if a woman says that if she was assaulted, I'm gonna automatically believe her 100% until something is proven that that's not true. But if you say that something happened to you, I'm believing you. I'm believing the victim first because that's what I'm believing first. I don't care who it is. And people try to say, "Oh, why are they just saying that just now?" So like that, and it's just like I don't know. I feel like that's a very.
Well,
It
this
would
is
be
the
hard for
era
me.
of people doing that.
Right. It'd be hard for me to say something that happened to me, and it's like people don't understand. A lot of R. Kelly's victims are younger, and he heavily manipulates them. So of course they're not going to say anything right off because he's talking to them when they're at a very young, vulnerable age, and they're believing the stuff that he's saying to be true. And he has a way of like isolating them and not making them believe anybody around them. And of course, there's the aspect of them that I've heard things like alleged that their parents put them in those situations as well.
Mhm.
So it's like at the end of the day, anybody involved in that should be going to jail. So you won't catch me on here saying that R. Kelly should be free or he didn't do it because he 100% did it. So that's just how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that pretty much wraps up all our topics for this episode. So that's all I got. Episode 1.
Oh God.
All right.
Sorry.
No, that's cool.
But this is a good first episode, I think. I'm looking forward to doing more. I feel like this is just the beginning for me. I really want to get into making more content and just like really like making a name for myself. And I feel like this is a good start, you know.
You want to get them your Instagram?
This love you to pieces. You can just put it on the end, put it up there on the end. I'll like spelling it out and all that.
Okay.
But yeah, I just feel like this is a good opportunity, and I feel like you don't see like a lot of people like the whole thing with the alpha male podcast joke that's been running around. Like, I feel like it's a good way to like redirect that and make like an alpha woman podcast where we're talking about meaningful topics. That's what I really wanted to do, honestly, because you see all these men having these platforms and they're really discouraged. So I feel like make our own platform, you know, like talk about stuff that we want to talk about that's important to us.
Support Black women. Hashtag.
Right. Exactly. And that's all I want to do. Like, just want to like support other women, you know, and of course support you because you're like one of the closest people to me. And we love each other. And I feel like, you know, I'm just happy that we did this. And I feel like this is a good start.
Yes, exactly.
A good takeaway for the end of the episode. Episode 1.
So yeah, I mean everything you said is facts, big facts. Again,
I feel like it's what we both need right now.
100%. So, you know, for the audience, you know, as time goes along, please share feedback, topics, comments, anything.
Yeah, let us know topics you want us to cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think something I want to implement in the future is just like we're definitely going to cover like relationships and love and relationships, and just colorism is a big thing for us. We like talking about stuff like that, and just like anything that affects Black women, texturism, our hair. We love talking about maybe like hair topics and stuff like that, hair suggestions, hairstyles, our natural hair journey.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those are topics we want to cover. Things that just affect Black women and the community as a whole, and the culture. This is Culture Cousins. So
yep. All right, we will see you all episode 2.
bye.
Bye.